Oh, hi. Anytime there's anything going on social media and people are just chatter, freaking out when it comes to the weather. Yeah, you're the first person I go to.
That's fair.
Okay, Cody, tell us what's happening right now.
I have hot takes on a lot of things. So somewhere online, I think it actually came from what I classify as social meteorologists. So they're not necessarily over the air, but they have a good following. They're degreed meteorologists. They have a big following on social media itself. I believe this probably stemmed from a couple of their posts. So they essentially brought up a map that said risk of exploding trees in the upper Midwest this weekend. And I'm like, this sounds like clickbait. And it essentially is clickbait. So this got everybody abuzz, and I talked to you guys about it, and you're like, okay, can this happen? Should we be in a bunker? Or should we go to the basement like a tornado warning? I'm here to tell you, relax. So if you see something like this, it is more or less clickbait. Now, can it happen? Has it happened before? Yes. Have you seen it happen? There are probably old timers out there that'll live there their whole lives and have never heard of anything like this.
Never heard of it.
Exactly. I mean, essentially before now, I didn't even consider bringing it up because I know it's a thing. So basically what happens is a lot of times when you get temperatures that rise quickly or fall quickly, we're talking 30, 40, 50, 60 degrees inside of a day. Okay, you have trees, you have sap in there, typically liquid, but this time of the year it can freeze. And so if that liquid freezes fast enough, the tree itself can't handle the contraction, and so essentially what happens is it cracks. Now, so exploding, the exploding word, it's not really like that. I mean, it can in theory. And there has been at least some documentation, especially in like places like the higher elevations of Alaska, where it actually gets really cold, 60 and 70 below zero, where this has actually occurred. But the fact that, if you think you're going to walk outside at your house in Maple Grove and expect an exploding tree, you're not. That's just not a thing. But something that you could experience, I believe we have video. So this is actually a lightning strike. This is different, but take a look at what it could kind of look like. Okay, so that is drastic. The thunder of this will be far and away much louder than what an exploding tree. But you could see the tree itself, obviously not the fire, but you could see the tree itself kind of shed some bark.
Yep.
If it cracks, it'll make a weird cracking sound and kind of a little bit of a boom, like the tree itself is actually going to fall over, like it's been chopped down or something like that. That is worst case scenario, and I compare this to like winning the lottery. Like if you win the Powerball, like somebody wins at some point, but is it going to happen to you? No, the chances are astronomical. What is more common and what does happen around here is what we call frost quakes. Okay. So if you're a homeowner or you live in an apartment building, when it gets really cold, if you spend a few winters here, you get to 10 or 15 or 30 below zero, the buildings kind of creak.
Oh yeah.
You get weird noises. The ground works the very same way. So the reason for that is the building is actually contracting more than it usually does because it's so cold. We don't get to 30 below zero all that often. So the building contracts, and the materials in the building start to make weird noises because it contracts more than normal. The ground works the very same way. So you got the moisture locked in the soil, the moisture starts to freeze, and then the ground starts to contract because of the added cold, and so eventually that kind of can give way to the soil cracking itself or moving, kind of like an earthquake. Okay. Similar but much different. And so you essentially hear this like random little thump or boom. Boom is a strong word. And so that's called a frost quake. Those are very common, especially in really cold areas like northern Minnesota, northern Wisconsin. So if you hear a weird creak or weird little, like, it kind of sounds like a, think of like your trash bin in the middle of the street, and it kind of falls over and it makes that loud noise. You're like, what was that? It's kind of like that.
Okay.
So it's not aggressive, but you may hear it.
I'm so curious. So all day at fox.com is our emails. If you've ever seen or heard an exploding tree?
I'd love to know.
We would love to know
And
about it.
and if you got video, even better.
Oh yeah, all day. Because I mean, maybe this happens, and we just if a
Tree falls in a forest. I knew you were going to go there.
Falls in a forest,
Yes.
and nobody's there to hear it, right? So I don't know. Does this happen?
So in theory, it is possible.
Okay.
But considering so many of us have lived here for so long and have never heard of this,
right.
It's really rare.
Okay, let us know if you've ever heard of it. Thanks, Cody.
Yeah, fun stuff.
So fun.
And don't fall for all the
So
clickbait.
the people who are mostly clicking on, well, I mean, it's a lot of us too, because we're like,
True.
what? But
We're like,
people
wait, this
who
is real?
Aren't familiar with.
Admittedly, I don't know where these folks are from that have been posting this, but admittedly, it sounds like this is kind of fictitious of like, oh my goodness, like if you live in Minnesota, you could get exploding trees because they've never been here in the winter.
Sure.
I don't know that for sure, but that's my guess.
But that's what it feels like. Okay.
Just one more thing to be enjoying with our winter.
All right. Thanks, Cody.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
We'll hear more from you a little bit later about